Welcome to CBTV. Topic: Weather. What's the weather like where you live? Well, Vietnam's a tropical country, so it's pretty much hot and humid year-round. However, in northern cities like Hanoi, we actually enjoy four distinct seasons. So in summer months, it can get really sweltering, and by contrast, temperatures can really dip in winter. What type of weather do you like best? I consider myself a cold weather person. I love the crisp morning at the end of the fall and the chill of winter. Maybe it's because we have to bundle up as the weather turns cold, and I love wearing sweaters and overcoats. Does the weather ever affects what you do? I gotta say yes, especially when it's rains. I cannot go out and run my errands if it's pouring outside. The roads get really slippery and it's quite dangerous to drive. Besides, you will definitely be soaked if you decide to go out. Vocabulary highlights: tropical, nhiệt đới, humid, ẩm ướt, enjoy four distinct seasons, bốn mùa rõ rệt, sweltering, rất nóng, temperature steep, nhiệt độ giảm sâu. A cold weather person, người thích thời tiết lạnh, crisp, lạnh và khô, chill, cái lạnh, and chilly là tính từ. Bundle up là mặc nhiều quần áo, run errands là chạy việc vặt, pour là mưa như trút nước, slippery là trơn trượt, and soaked là ướt như chuột. Ok, pro tips. So ngoài paraphrase về từ vựng thì bạn có thể paraphrase về ngữ pháp để tạo cái sự đa dạng gây ấn tượng với examiner. So let's take an example. It can be really sweltering and temperatures can really dip in winter. I love the crisp morning at the end of the fall and the chill of winter. Okay, next topic. Housework. Do you do housework at home? Of course. Even though traditional Vietnamese thinking dictates that women are in charge of doing chores, I try to help out around the house when I can. I'm quite clumsy, so I only do simple tasks like hanging the clothes or sweeping the floor. Did you do housework when you were a child? Yes, I certainly did. My parents had a very hectic schedule, which means they were already up to their ears in work. So I wanted to give them a hand by taking care of some light tasks around the house, like doing the dishes. Do you think that children should do housework? Absolutely. I think doing domestic tasks at an early age really benefits children's development. It kind of teaches them how to take care of themselves and live independently, which is really important if they want to live abroad or study abroad. Of course, yes. Besides, studies have shown that working with the hands do wonder for your cognitive development. So yes, I think children should do housework. Vocabulary highlights. Traditional Vietnamese thinking dictates that. Suy nghĩ truyền thống Việt Nam quy định rằng, ok, cơm sĩ vụng về, hectic schedule, lịch làm việc dày đặc, up to the ears in something, bận ngập đầu, give somebody a hand, giúp đỡ ai đó, light task, các công việc nhẹ, domestic task, việc nhà, do wonders for something, có tác dụng tuyệt vời cho cái gì đó, and cognitive development, phát triển tư duy não bộ. Ok. Next topic. Food. What kinds of food do you particularly like? I have to say Asian cuisines is my favorite. I'm a huge fan of the bold flavors and spicy used in Vietnamese and Thai dishes. Sometimes often they dream about eating is bánh đa cua, which is a lip-smacking Vietnamese noodle soup dish served with a crab broth. It's every bit as delicious as it sounds. Is there any food you don't like? It's true that there are a few things that kind of put me off. For example, I cannot stand mắm tôm, which is essentially a cream paste used in a lot of Vietnamese recipes. A lot of people like it though, but I think it smells awful. Definitely not my cup of tea. What kinds of food are most popular in Vietnam? I think street food is a staple around here. You can find bustling food stalls all around Hanoi, and they are my go-to for a cheap and cheerful meal. I mean, gourmet. Huh? Restaurants are nice and all, but street food is what Vietnam's is about. Do you like cooking? Why not? Actually, I'd like to think that cooking is my forte. I developed a passion for culinary arts when I first watched the cooking show Master Chef. Since then, I have learned a lot of recipe and I can easily whip up a good dinner. Mhm. Okay, cuisine, bold flavors, hương vị đậm đà, spices, gia vị, daydream about, mơ mộng về cái gì đó, lip smacking, rất ngon, broth là nước dùng, boost somebody off, làm ai cảm thấy hãi, ok, cannot stand something, không thể chịu được cái gì đó, not my cup of tea, không phải thứ tôi thích, staple, đồ ăn phổ biến cơ bản, culinary arts là nghệ thuật ẩm thực, whip up nấu nhanh món gì đó, bustling food stalls, các cái cửa hàng đồ ăn tấp nập người vào người ra, go to là cái lựa chọn thường xuyên, cheap and cheerful, ngon bổ rẻ. Gourmet hả? Gourmet restaurants, nhà hàng cao cấp hả? Hồi nãy mình có một cái từ là nhà hàng sang chảnh, đó là posh restaurant đúng không? Thì mình có là gourmet restaurants, okay, and forte là thế mạnh, okay. So cooking is my forte, okay. Giám khảo người nước ngoài chắc là sẽ không quen với những nét văn hóa của Việt Nam, đồ ăn nên những tên riêng đều nên giải thích là which is something something, ok, là mắm tôm which is cái gì đó, hoặc là bánh đa cua which is cái gì đó. Việc này sẽ giúp cho bạn nâng được điểm từ vựng paraphrase và ngữ pháp đều quan hệ hơn so với cái việc mà dịch là mắm tôm shrimp sauce, bánh đa cua là crab noodles, ok không? Yay. Okay, so continue now. Indoors games. Do you like any indoors games? Not much, but I guess something I still play from time to time is Monopoly, which is very popular board game. It originated in America, I think, and it's really started to pick up in Vietnam. Do you prefer to play indoor games or outdoor games? Well, I kind of gravitate towards outdoor games. I'm quite an athletic person, so I love engaging in physical activities and sports. Indoor games are fun too, but it is not always my favorite. What indoors game did you play when you were a child? Well, when I was small, I didn't really play any games inside the house besides video games. However, every now and then, I would go and watch my dad play ping pong, which is technically an indoor sport, right? I think it's loads of fun. What sorts of indoor games do children play now? Video games mostly. I mean, children can play games on their game console for hours on end. I think it's really detrimental to their health, and their parents definitely should wean them off this habit, lest their eyesight get worse. Okay. Vocabulary highlights from time to time, thỉnh thoảng đúng không? Ok, originate from, bắt nguồn từ gì đó, pick up, bắt đầu nổi lên đúng không? Gravitate towards, so là thiên về cái đó, athletic là khỏe mạnh, thích thể thao, physical activities, hoạt động thể chất for hours on end, hàng giờ liền for hours on end, ok. She has been on their computer from hours on end, ok. Detrimental có hại, win somebody off something là bắt ai đó bỏ một cái thói quen gì đó có hại. Last, nếu không thì ha, last, nếu không thì, ok. And plans and goals, okay, so what plan do you currently have? Actually, at the moment, I'm planning to lose weight and get leaner. I've put off this plan for too long and my body has just been so out of shape. When do you plan to start that? Hopefully this month. I really am a procrastinator, so I gotta make up my mind quickly. Next week, I'm planning to sign up for a gym membership and start working out. How do you intend to achieve that? As I was saying, hitting the gym is probably the first step. However, it is difficult to stay the course, as there are always excuses not to work out. To not work out. In order to realize my fitness goal, I might have to look for an accountability partner, someone who is fit and willing to coach me and hold me accountable. If you go abroad, so do you plan to live in a countryside or in a big city? Well, each has its own perks, I guess, but I gotta go with a big city. I love the energy of metropolises. It can be a bit hectic at times, but I think living in cities is a lot of fun. A lot of people like the sleepiness of the countryside though, but personally, I'm not a fan. Lose weight, giảm cân, get lean, trở nên ít mỡ, cân đối hơn, put off là trì hoãn, out of shape, cơ thể à, dạ, cơ thể out of shape đó, cơ thể xồ xề hả? Ok, so procrastinator là người hay lưỡng lự, mày cặp mày mai, quyết định hit the gym, đi tập gym, stay the course, kiên trì, realize the goal, thực hiện mục tiêu, accountability partner, bạn đồng hành để kiểm tra mình có thực hiện kế hoạch đó không. Fit là body chuẩn ha, hold somebody accountable, kiểm tra xem ai đó có làm đúng kế hoạch không. Perks là lợi ích, metropolis là thành phố lớn, hectic là xô bồ hối hả, và sleepy là yên ắng. Ok, okay, so the next one, swimming. Do you like swimming? To be honest, swimming is not exactly my forte. I learned how to swim when I was small, but I was never really good at it. I guess I just don't have a knack for sports in general. How often do you swim? Not too often, as you can probably guess. But in the summer, I still love coming to the pool for a dip to shelter from sweltering heat of summer. There's a public swimming pool near my house, so that's neat. Did you like to go swimming on holiday? I guess when I go on a vacation, well, swimming is kind of a must do. Last summer, I went to Da Nang for a short getaway and got a chance to swim at Mỹ Khê, which is one of the most immaculate beaches in Vietnam. The water was crystal clear, and I really enjoyed swimming there. Is it difficult to learn how to swim? Definitely, swimming seems easy for some people, but it's quite hard for me. I mean, it doesn't take long to get the hang of the basics like staying afloat and breathing techniques. The tricky part for me is how to coordinate your arms and legs and learning the different strokes. Vocabulary highlights, forte, thế mạnh, have a knack for swimming, có năng khiếu mà a deep, ok là bơi, go for a deep, đi bơi đó ha. Ok, shelter from the sweltering heat of summer, tránh cái nóng nực của mùa hè. Ok, a must do, một việc phải làm. A short getaway là một chuyến đi ngắn, crystal clear, trong vắt. Get the hang of là hiểu, nắm bắt được vấn đề, đúng không? Stay afloat là nổi trên mặt đất, tricky là khó. This is quite a sticky question. Ok, and stroke là kiểu bơi ha. Cái pro tip là bên cạnh những từ vựng tủ thì bạn cũng có nên có một vài câu tủ, chúng sẽ giúp cho bạn tạo nên câu trả lời trôi chảy hơn. Ví dụ như là thay vì chỉ nhớ là sponsoring, các bạn hãy nhớ câu là I love going for a dip to shelter from the sweltering heat of summer. I love going for a dip to shelter from the sweltering heat of summer. Okay, marriage. If you are 35 years old without marriage, so do you still wait for the true love? If I'm still single by the time I turn 35, I still wait for my other half. Because getting married to someone you do not love is miserable. You might end up parting ways and getting a divorce. On the other hand, for those who still decide not to wait, it is completely justifiable. Some people just cannot stand being alone. Okay, who will pay the wedding cost, man or woman or both? Actually, neither. Their parents are the ones who finance the wedding. It's kind of norms in Vietnam. Most young couples are still trying to make ends meet, so they cannot possibly afford the prohibitive cost of weddings. What do you think is the best age to marriage? Well, it kind of depends. Some people think the optimal age to marry is mid-20s because they try to avoid the generation gap between them and their kids. On the other hand, there are those who want to tie the knot when they are a bit older because they prioritize their careers. You know, parental parental duties make it hard to earn a living. Do you think Vietnamese wedding waste a lot of money? Definitely. Vietnamese people love lavish weddings. They are willing to splurge on decoration, food service, invitations in order to show the guests their wealth and status. Do you think men should take care of babies and wash the dishes? Traditional Vietnamese thinking dictates that women are in charge of chores and child rearing. However, nowadays the responsibilities are shared between spouses. Because gender equality is championed in most countries, men now also have to do domestic tasks and women also have to bring home the bacon. Vocabulary highlights my other half và một nửa còn lại đó miserable, khốn khổ, pathways là đường ai nấy đi, get a divorce, ly dị, justifiable, có thể hiểu được, finance, chi trả cho cái gì đó, make ends meet, trang trải cuộc sống, prohibitive cost, chi phí đắt đỏ, the generation gaps, khoảng cách thế hệ, tie the knot là cưới, parental duties là trách nhiệm của phụ huynh, and lavish wedding là đám cưới sang chảnh, splurge on something là vung tiền vào cái gì đó. Traditional Vietnamese thinking dictates that suy nghĩ truyền thống Việt Nam quy định rằng spouse là vợ hoặc chồng, champion là đề cao cái gì đó, bring home the bacon. This is an idiom, nó là kiếm tiền và chu cấp cho gia đình. Okay, so the pro tips here, kể cả những từ thông dụng phổ biến cũng có thể biến thành nguy hiểm khi bạn dùng dạng không phổ biến của chúng. Ví dụ như là finance là danh từ, nhưng mà khi mà finance là động từ thì nghĩa là trả tiền, regularly là thường xuyên, regular là khách quen. Ok, so frequently là trạng từ thể hiện sự thường xuyên, thì mình có frequent là hay lui tới đâu đó, dùng như là động từ. Ok.